Alright, I'm Fakar. This is Dwarf Fortress Masterwork. This is for Unplayable Garbage. Coming back here for our latest video. Picking up where we left off. Just looking over the dwarves we have. Dwarf Therapist is a very handy tool, and one of the things you can do is you can create optimizer plans. I've done that before, and what you can do is you can basically tell it, I want so many dwarves of a certain type and certain ratios. And it looks like my existing plans aren't showing up here. They might be saved. Maybe saved with a save world, or I might just not have saved it properly last time. But looking at our few dwarves we have here, stone crafting, not bad. We can use that. Does anyone here actually need decent? I'm going to stop sorting by migration wave here, and I'm going to look at diagnostics. So MCC, you get no skill, but you have some aptitude. So unfortunately, we have no skill in our medicine. We'll hopefully get someone that's going to be good at it. You don't always get what you need. Looks like Lucas is could be a decent miner. I'm not sure what to do with these two guys yet. We don't really need any fishing. What I'm going to do with them, though, is hauling for now. Yeah, hauling for now. Hopefully we'll get maybe get some production set up, make some armor and some weapons, maybe with some of the copper we found. And we can use that copper to make some armor and weapons and start training some of our dwarves in the ways of military. Because I got a feeling we're going to get something fun coming by here soon. Let's go back to the game and see what happens. Unpause it, let it run for a little bit. Oh. Resuming production, wooden bin. Cannot produce drink. Add task. No. So I'm going to designate. I'm going to P for gather plants. I'm going to select this area. You can actually select across multiple Z levels. So I'm going to tell it just all these plants, go collect them. And hopefully they won't be so useless. And J. Felden, I'm going to go to M for military. I'm going to D to disband the squad, escape, N for nobles, and I'm going to actually replace. I'm going to leave you vacant. I don't want J. Felden to be involved in military. You're a really good miner, and I want you mining. One thing I will do here now is I will we'll set up some magma forges here soon. I always go for them early, and I'm usually pretty lucky with actually breaking through the last little piece of magma and not losing dwarves. Hopefully we can repeat that. So we got some native copper walls. I'm going to pause this. Oh, report. Dog is fighting. Oh, that's fun. Looks like the fireman caught some of our dwarven realm on fire. That's not good. Let's go to Z for status. Looks like we have about 60 drinks, so we're getting a little low. It looks like we lost some of our drink to that attack. Looking at our bedroom here. So we got 10 dwarves, but 8 bedrooms. So I'm going to go down on one more layer. I'm going to Alt F to bring up quick fort file. Bedroom, dig, open. Okay, D for designate. And again, it reminds you there in the tooltip next to the mouse there to type D for designations. Place cursor with keyboard. Alt V to make sure I'm centered, and I am. And once finished, I'm going to Alt D designate. There's going to mine it. So escape and Alt H to hide that tooltip on the mouse. And I'm going to unpause the game and let it run. So we have 4 idlers. I'm going to pause the game here now. I'm going to look at my Dwarf Therapist. I'm going to read the dwarves. I'm going to see who's idle. So I'm going to click current job and source. Looks like Dread, Lucas, MCC, and Master Docker all have nothing to do. And guess what? U4, because I need plants right now, U4 are going to be on plants. So I'm going to select the 4 view. And then I'm going to select plant gathering. I'm going to commit. So now I've allowed the labor of plant gathering on these 4 dwarves. And it looks like we got Buck, Holiday, Hobbs, and House B2 all on break. Now you notice that Fakar here is purple, and that's because I'm the expedition leader, and House B2 is orange. This is their noble. They're the bookkeeper, sorry, the manager. So that's one way in Dwarf Fortress. Different specific roles are actually highlighted for you. So your nobles are going to be colored, and children are going to be should be identified in another manner. I forget what it looks like right now. Just going to pause the game, and there we got 0 idlers again. So they're totally unskilled plant gatherers. They're going to run out there and they're going to try to gather a bunch of plants. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to click on my still add task. Still don't have any plants that we can brew drinks. I'm also going to pause again. I'm going to press D for designate. Sorry, B for build, P for farm plot. And I'm going to. This is a little bit different than the previous setup. To make farm plots the size you want, you actually got to press U, K, H, and M to actually make it bigger. So we can see those 4 green. So I'm going to make it a 2x4 plot. Place it there. P to plot. I'm going to again make it a 2x4. Place that plot down there. Now, if you wanted, you could actually create a macro for it. I'm actually not that good at writing macros in this game. I just find it that I don't really save all the time by doing it that way. P for plot. By the time I get it figured out, I could just have it done. P for plot. P for plot. Okay, so I've designated this whole area into a series of little farms. And I believe I have no one for farming. So I'm going to go back to Dwarf Fortress. Actually, I'm going to pause Dwarf Fortress, open up Dwarf Therapist, read the dwarves again. I'm going to look at who has the highest skill in farming. And farming. So we have Jane Rotten is a farmer. Hobbs could be okay farmer, but he's a miner, so I'm going to skip our miner. Buck Holiday would be an okay farmer, and so would Lucas. So I'm going to make the 3 of you farmers. I'm going to commit. I'm going to go back to Dwarf Fortress and pause the game. So once you guys are finished gathering, or maybe not even finished gathering, once you've gathered a bunch of stuff, hopefully you're going to go in there and start building the farm. There we go. So the 2 of you are starting to convert the farm plots to actual farms. You see they've changed icons from. So you can see pausing here. We have this one's built. This one's partially constructed. You can see the icons change a little bit. This one's construction initiated, and this one is waiting, construction active, waiting for farming. Just looking through announcements again briefly. Okay, so farms are a little bit different. You select what you want to be grown there per season. So one thing to note is that pump helmets can be done all year round. So if you hold Shift Enter, you do plump helmets all year round. So I want at least two plots doing plump helmets year round. I want one doing pigtails as much as I can, and dimple cups as much as I can as well. Cave wheat for our current season, which is summer. So A for spring. I'll have quarter bush in spring. B for summer. Cave wheat was selected. Say some coral bushes here. Then D for winter and dimple cups. And cave wheat, quarter bushes, sweet pots, dimple cups, plump helmets, why not? Sweet pots, quarter bushes, pigtails, cave wheat, plump helmets, sure, why not? And pause. So, announcement. So I have stopped producing diamond sticks. I don't have 10 random rock blocks here. That's now we can see here now the two farmers are trying to plant the spawn and the seeds that we have. And we've gone from our farm plot, furrowed soil, to an actual spot that they've actually planted. One thing I want to do as well is I want to I for zone. I want to designate another zone just down here, and here to here, and this zone is going to be G for not D for gather, but D for garbage dump. And basically, I want all the garbage to be thrown there. Also, want to pause again. I want to make a stockpile. I'm going to make that down here. This is going to be Y for corpses, and it's not going to be very big. And I want to go to S settings. I want corpses going to be here, and I want refuge to be in here. So corpses are, we've got corpses in here, I have corpses here. Corpses on this location are dwarf corpses, and refuge, these corpses here are non-dwarf corpses. So any other creatures that happen to die here, the corpses will be placed in this stockpile. Keeping them here out of sight will hopefully prevent our dwarves from any bad thoughts from seeing death and decay. And it's also a spot where, if we're doing something with, say, bones, we can extract the bones from dead animals and use them in bone crafts and even in leatherworks. It looks like our trade depot finally got built. Okay, so we finally got some plants. I'm going to brew drink from plant and blue drink from fruit. I'm going to repeat and repeat. So we got some cobalt. Oh, Honey Badger has stolen some Mountain Tussock milk biscuits. 45. So because we've been leaving all of our supplies outside and haven't actually made a stockpile indoors for them to dump all their stuff we've been making, we've actually had an animal come by, in this case a honey badger, and steal our food. So that should be a good prompt for me to actually start telling these guys to bring some stuff inside. So I'm going to designate D to mine. This little 3x3 area. And this large area over here. It's going to be like a huge master stockpile for the short term. I just want to get all the stuff from outside inside. I want to go job manager. It's J&M, and I can see here that we have one stone dining room set left to make, and then we can finish our big meeting hall. There we go. Stone dining room set 10 has been completed. So Alt F for Quick Fort to open it up. Dwarf Fortress dining build open. Okay. I'm going to go down here. So again, it tells you quickly you need to press B and O and place the cursor. I'm going to Alt V to verify I'm centered. Yep. Alt D designate. So it's very quickly going to place all the tables and chairs I've told them to make. And Alt hide. Now we've got one down here, so I'm going to R. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the item. I'm going to R to designate to dining room. I'm going to tell this whole area is a dining room. So plus and minus to shrink and expand it. So I'm going to tell this whole area here is dining room for you guys to use. Enter. I'm also going to tell it that this dining room is H for meeting hall. Yes. And if I want, I can assign every single table R. Every single table to an individual dwarf if I want it, but that's not necessary. What it also means is that I can finally dismantle this wagon. One of the things about the wagon is that the wagon is considered a meeting point, so when the dwarves have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, they'll congregate at that wagon, including all of our hens and geese and other animals that don't have to be pastured or aren't assigned to a specific dwarf. Okay, one last thing I'm going to do here. We've got this whole area built up, but I haven't actually assigned any things here now. So I'm going to press, again, I have to bring up Quick Fort, dining room, bedrooms, Dwarf Fortress query. Okay, and okay. So it's telling me that I need to press Q. I need to head over the center. Alt V for the playback, and again it verifies that I'm centered up. Then Alt D designate. What this is doing is very quickly run through all the designations that I did for each of the bedrooms and assign them. That needs to be assigned. I deposit, press Job Manager, New Order, Dining Room. For the next set of bedrooms I need 2 sets of stone dining room sets, New Order. I need 8 sets of stone noble bedroom sets. And that will then, Commander will then query that up. Just wait for it here now. There we go. So now he's then seen the orders I've given him. He's then assigned it to all the available workstations that can complete that task. In this case, our one and only furniture workshop. Now, if you're doing this manually, you would actually have to add new task. You have to go through the items and assign it. And because we don't have any stone blocks available, you can't actually make these items. But for the job manager, it doesn't matter. He just knows he needs to go make it. So he signs as often as he can, and we'll keep getting these notices that he can't do it because he doesn't have any stone blocks. That's fine. Now right here, this guy's stopped making stone blocks because because there's no economic stone for him to use, and that's because as no one's hauling it there for them. I think I've gone a bit too lenient on what to allow here. I've added Cinnabar, which is not usable, so I'm going to have to. So we have Daysite and Daysite, and down here we have Basalt. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go to this stockpile. I'm going to change the settings. I'm going to have to forbid, and over here I'm going to enable only Daysite and Basalt. Basalt and Daysite. And these other items here are blocking up available space and workload. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, this andesite, I'm going to have to press D to dump it, D to dump the Cinnabar, and I'm going to tell them that these items here, I don't want them here. Okay. And soon some dwarf is going to see that I've told him to dump it. He's going to carry these bits of Cinnabar over to our garbage dump. That's just an oversight on my part. I've made a mistake of telling them that they can carry it. You can see how slowly they carry these heavy stones. When they have a wheelbarrow to allow them to pick up Daysite and the Basalt, I told them to go there. They go much faster. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of spam with this. They cannot complete the task because they're missing essentially ingredients. Alright, looks like we got a season change there. And we're now into autumn. So we're doing okay. We still have tons of stuff outside. We only got 10 dwarves. We don't have any metal industry yet. You can see here, it's flashing here, we now have some plump helmets they can go harvest. So eventually, one of our dwarves is going to see, one of our farming dwarves is going to see this item here, now it's ready to be harvested. He's going to go, he's going to gather the plump helmets. I've been slack. I haven't actually designated stockpiles for food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to press D to designate. I'm going to actually, I've done it wrong. It's not designate. It's I believe it's I for zone. No, that's not right. Maybe it is designate. Yes, B for set building properties. I'm going to tell this stuff here, all this stuff here, I want you to dump it. So D to dump. All that, don't want it. Get rid of it. So the dwarves have nothing else to do. They're going to go and they're going to, if they know the tasks, and they have hauling enabled, which all of them have hauling enabled except for our 2 miners, they're going to take those items, they're going to haul them from here, over here, to this stockpile. And we press I for zone. This area here is our dump. One of the neat things about dump is that unlike other stockpiles or areas or setups, you can cram as much stuff you want into a single tile of dump, and you can do what's called quantum stockpiling, where you can tell them to dump all sorts of stuff into one location, and then you can unforbid it or you can undump it later from that stockpile. and then it'll all be right there. You can have a huge amount of stuff in a single tile. Quite handy if you run a limited space or you don't want to have to deal with huge stockpiles around your stuff. Oh, we have an announcement. A caravan has arrived. So, fortunately, we got the trade depot up in time. Unfortunately, you can see right here, they've got a wagon, and they've got a horse, and then we got our one of the merchants. So they're going to start bringing stuff from there up to our trade depot right here. So one thing I need to do now, I'm going to press G for goods, and I'm going to have to start moving stuff from our fortress into the trade depot to actually trade stuff with them. So one thing I want to do here now is, instead of sorting by distance, I want to G for good, and let's see. No. I'll try how to do this here now. So we sort by value. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Alright, so I happen to know that some of these items are going to sell for more, so I know that mechanisms are worth something. They're only made out of rock, so I'm going to move them over. And maybe I can't sort them because I don't have anyone set to appraise. So buckets are just wood, they're easy to make, and they're worth something. More mechanisms. I'm not going to trade away our food because we don't have a lot coming in right now. These bins and buckets, they can move over. I'm not going to bother giving away our logs. These items in brackets meant that it didn't originate here. They're from another location. Let's see. Yeah, we got wine biscuits here. I've screwed up and allowed them to cook with some of our alcohol. I missed the wine from before. Okay, these are the beds and stuff. The bedroom sets I told them to make, so I'm not going to trade that stuff away. No. You can trade that. You know what? I'm going to tell them that we can trade these items away. I'm going to sort this way. And these rough barrels, there's nothing in them. We're going to trade them away. I trade away all the buckets. Alright. And escape to be done. So what's going to happen here now is we've told them to trade all that stuff. They're going to drag it over. But I think I've gone over my time again, so I'm just going to pause it here now, and I'll see you in the next one.